I thought marriage meant partnership. I thought it meant love, loyalty, and trust. For years, I worked hard to provide for my wife, Jessica, and build a future for us. But I was wrong. Because when life tested us, she showed me what I really was to her, a dollar sign. It happened after the worst night of my life. I was driving home from a late meeting. Rain poured down so hard the wipers barely made a difference. I was exhausted, but I just wanted to get home. Then it happened. A truck ran a red light, smashing straight into my car. Metal twisted, glass shattered. The sound still echoes in my ears. I blacked out. When I opened my eyes, everything was blurry. I was in a hospital bed, machines beeping around me, tubes in my arms. A doctor leaned over me and said, "You're lucky to be alive. Another inch and you wouldn't have made it." Jessica was sitting by my side. Her hands were shaking, tears running down her face. She kissed my forehead and whispered, "I thought I lost you." In that moment, I believed her. I thought maybe our love was still real. I thought she cared. But love doesn't call an insurance company while your husband is barely hanging on. 3 days later, while I was still hooked to machines, I overheard something that changed everything. A nurse stepped into my room and casually said, "Your wife already contacted your life insurance provider. She wanted to confirm the payout." My blood ran cold. I wasn't dead. I wasn't even close. Yet Jessica had already been planning for it, planning for my death, planning for my money. At first, I told myself maybe it was a mistake. Maybe she was confused. But deep down, I knew better. That night, when Jessica left her purse on the chair, I checked her phone. My hands shook as I unlocked it. And there it was. The truth I didn't want to see. Messages to her sister. "He has a $2 million policy. Once this goes through, I'll finally be free. I've waited long enough. It's my time now." My stomach turned. My wife wasn't praying for me to recover. She was praying for me to die. I lay there in that hospital bed, staring at the ceiling, wondering how many years of my life had been a lie. But here's the thing. If Jessica thought I was weak, if she thought I would just roll over and let her win, she didn't know me at all. I called my lawyer, quietly, secretly. From that hospital room, I began building a plan. First, I secured my accounts. I locked down my finances, froze joint access, and changed every password. Then I had my lawyer start investigating. Together, we pulled her phone records, her emails, her credit history. And what we found shocked even me. Jessica hadn't just been waiting for me to die. She had been preparing for it. She had opened secret accounts, taken out credit cards in her name only, and even contacted a realtor about selling our house. She was building a future without me, funded by my death. But the final blow was discovering she had been meeting with another man. Not just once, not just twice, but for months. The texts made it clear she wasn't just cheating emotionally. She was planning to run away with him once she cashed in on my life insurance. Imagine lying in a hospital bed, fighting for your life, and learning the person you thought loved you was already rehearsing your funeral. I didn't explode. I didn't confront her immediately. I smiled, pretended to be the same husband she knew, and let her believe I was still blind. Because the best revenge is delivered when they least expect it. When I was discharged, Jessica hugged me like nothing had happened. She cooked me dinner, acted loving, even told me how grateful she was that I survived. I played along, but behind closed doors, I was meeting with lawyers, financial advisors, and even law enforcement. And then, one evening, the trap closed. I invited Jessica and her sister to a family dinner. I told them I wanted to talk about our future, about rebuilding after the accident. They walked in smiling, thinking I was about to reassure them, maybe even discuss money. Instead, I placed a stack of documents on the table. Phone records, bank statements, screenshots of texts, proof of her affair, proof of her attempt to access my insurance payout, proof she had tried to erase me before I was even gone. Her face drained of color. Her sister gasped. Jessica stammered, I can explain." I leaned forward and said quietly, "No, you can't, because I know the truth. And now everyone else does too." Within days, I filed for divorce. Not just any divorce, a fault divorce, citing infidelity and financial fraud. My lawyer moved fast. With the evidence we had, Jessica didn't stand a chance. She lost access to every account, every asset, every dollar I worked for. But I wasn't finished. I also contacted the insurance company. I gave them everything, every message, every attempt she made to check the payout. They flagged her permanently, making sure she could never benefit from my death. As for the man she planned to run away with, he vanished the second he learned what she'd been caught doing. Cowards like him always do. Jessica tried to fight back. She cried in court, told the judge I was cruel, begged for sympathy. But every time she opened her mouth, my lawyer slid another piece of evidence across the table. And with each one, her lies crumbled. By the time it was over, Jessica had nothing. No house, no money, no future. And me? I walked away alive, free, and stronger than ever. Now, when I sit on my porch and watch the sunset, I think about how close I came to losing everything, not just my life, but my dignity. The truth is harsh, but I've learned it. Sometimes the people closest to you don't love you. They love what you provide, and when that provision is gone, so are they. So here's my message to anyone listening. Protect yourself. Protect your legacy, because love should never be measured in dollar signs. Jessica thought she could cash in on my death. Instead, I turned her betrayal into her downfall. And now I live, not just alive, but truly free. If this story shook you, subscribe for more real tales of betrayal, greed, and survival. Because the next one, it might just make you question the person lying next to you tonight.